Are we filming? Sorry.
Birth advice with Caroline. Right, before we start this video, I just want to say that everybody that has given birth always has their advice to give, and everyone always has a different opinion. This is supposed to be a bit of fun, but what I want to stress is that everybody has their own experience.
Everybody has their own experience.
I will have my own experience, and I'm going into it completely open-minded.
That's the best way.
Whatever happens, go with it. Because I have some questions. I was going to, where have I written down my questions?
Oh, I love it. Ruth has literally lost her mind. Literally. And the difference in you now than when I last saw you is that it's almost as if
Was I still compos mentis?
You were compos mentis. And every third sentence is either singing from a Disney film, it's like you're prepping yourself.
Do I look like I'm wearing I need to straighten up in this, I can't be sat like this.
You look fabulous, and this is working very well with the other part.
I like the draping over the bump on this dress.
Look! Baby Caroline.
Seraphine, I keep hitting my bump every time.
Can you stop doing that? It's really stressing me out. And by the way, I call every friend of mine who's having a baby Caroline. You don't know what you're having, do you?
I think it's a boy.
I think it's a boy too, but even if she knew, I haven't just given a secret away, so don't worry about that either.
There's no secrets.
If it's a boy, she's going to call him Caroline.
I don't know why I tied my hair up.
It looks lovely.
Oh.
No, do you swish? Do you? Yeah, here we go. Look at it, check the model.
Oh, that made me really dizzy.
Oh God, can you stop? Okay, take a deep breath, ask me a question.
I just want to draw attention away from the...
No, ain't nothing drawing attention away from that today, love. Yeah.
So, I thought that we would talk about... First of all, oh my God, people telling you when you're pregnant their horrendous birth stories. What is that all about?
That is one of my bugbears. Like, you know, I've had 4 pregnancies, but actually that's not true. I've had a lot more than that pregnancies. I've had miscarriages. But I've had 4 babies, live births is what they're called, which is horrible, but that's the technical term.
Yeah.
I am the last person to share a horror story with someone who is pregnant. I think it's rude, I think it's selfish, and I think it's, you know, if I was to sit here and go, oh, yeah, I split east to west, and you just wouldn't, would you? Because, you know. No. So, yeah, I'm with you.
And also, the other thing is, I think that in recent generations, the whole thing with the media very much leaning towards telling horror stories rather than the majority of births, which are straightforward, absolutely fine. I mean, it's never going to be a walk in the park, let's face it, you've got to get that out. But, as we said before, it's like, if you take all the pain relief, take all the pain relief.
If you don't
feel bad about it. If you don't have to, don't.
Do what you want to do.
I think that you know, things like One Born Every Minute, where everything is like a screaming of a person who then like starts hemorrhaging, who has to go into surgery, and it does make you scared.
Now, I'll tell you something that really surprised you, knowing me well as you do. I did not make any noise when I was giving birth.
What, you stopped talking?
Yeah, I internalised. I internalised it all. I did talk to Jim if it was to tell him where to go.
Did you?
But I was like,
did you do the breathing thing? Not the hypnobirthing, but
no. And it's exciting. It's not all bad. It's not panic. It's more exciting. There is nothing more exciting than when you know you're in labour. Nothing.
Really?
Going into labour is more exciting than giving birth. I swear to God, you give birth, you're like, oh, they're here. Oh my God, now I have to do everything. But when you're in labour, it's, as soon as you know you're in labour, the adrenaline is just, oh my God. And that's why when you get exhausted after 2 days, you can still push.
Right.
You're like, yeah. And when they tell you, when you have been in labour for a long time, you know, I think you'll go quite quick. She has a very neat bump. She's all very, I think you'll be quick. It's going to make me hate you even more, but that's fine.
I hope it's not like half an hour.
Well, no,
it will literally be born in a barn.
When I say quick, I mean, you know, a few hours. That's all. But, you know, you get to the point where when they say you're ready to push, there is no holding you back. And then
the only thing that I'm really, really worried about is this ring of fire that everyone goes on about.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, it is at the full stretch.
Yeah.
But that can't last for very long, that bit, can it?
By then you're so... by the time you get to the ring of fire, it's almost over. And it's gone, you know. And if you have an epidural, you won't feel it. You'll feel pressure, but you won't feel the ring of fire.
But that can kind of make things take longer, having an epidural, can't it?
It can, but it didn't for me. Like you say,
did you have one each time?
I've had 7 epidurals, because what they don't tell you is that they can fail, or they can only take down half of the body, and you know. So, all in all, I've counted them. I had 7, but I was an epidural fan. Let me just say that. Let's also put it into context. all of my children weighed between 9 and 10 pounds.
Right.
Having said that, they're supposed to be the easier babies to deliver because they're big and they help themselves.
Excuse me!
Literally,
Ava
was £9 12 ounces and she was 3 pushes. Because I had my first at 22, I went into it thinking, I'll just do what comes naturally. I'll try and go the natural way. Ultimately, though, I had always said to myself, if I want the drugs, I'm having the drugs.
What point did you say to yourself, right, no, I'm doing pain relief on this?
Pretty early on.
Right, okay. Only because, I was telling you before, my sister's got such a low pain threshold. And I did have a little laugh about the whole idea of her, because it was like hysterically low. But she did the whole kind of breathing thing, and by the time she got to the hospital, she was 8 centimetres, and she'd just been kind of like focusing at home, you know, that kind of thing. And then went in and it was really quick. And I kind of...
You'll probably be the same.
Well, and my mum was the same.
Well, then you'll be the same.
But
the odds are you'll be the same.
How do you know, how does anybody know until they're there what that pain means? Like,
you'll know.
How much pain is... There's nothing to compare it to, is it?
No, but you'll know because it's when it becomes intolerable for you.
So, yeah, that just reinforces my thing of like, you don't know until you're in it.
You don't know until you're in it. You just go in with an open mind.
Exactly. Because you're supposed to do this birth plan stuff. I'm just like...
I don't think I got my birth plan out once.
How are you supposed to know until you're there? How are you going to feel about the pain?
The only thing I would say, and I always say, you should never listen to people who say you should.
Yeah, which people say all the time.
You should. No. You should never listen to people who say you should. There you go.
Take all the drugs. And you're like, well, that's what you did. Might not be right for me. Or...
You might be fine with a bit of gas and air. Gas and air did nothing for me.
Yeah, gas and air. I mean, I'm going with the flow.
Yeah, but that was what I was going to say about going into labour and the advice. I only give 3 bits of advice. Don't listen to people who say you should. Always go by what you need. Don't do what your husband or your mother or your birthing partner wants. Do what you want. So there will come a point in every woman's labour where you know, there's always the woman who's like, oh, I got through it because of my husband. I wasn't that person. Jin turned to me when we were having Ben, and he's going to love that I'm sharing this with everybody because it's a family joke. We were having Ben, which is son number 1. I was 22, so he would have been 28. He's lying on the bed asleep. I'm leaning on the radiator in the hospital with a TENS machine on my back, going, like, and I'd been up for 2 days. He sits up on the hospital bed, no word of a lie, Ruth, and goes, oh, I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Can you quiet down, please, love?
And I literally, even now, we say it as a joke, I literally went...
Amazing, he's alive. You're lucky to be alive.
I don't know how much more of this I can take.
What about, I know this is going on to something completely flippant, but I feel like we have to cover it because it's just nicer than talking about kind of like stretch bum hole bits and stuff. No. Beauty products to take into hospital.
Something that mists, spritz, lip balm, a razor and tweezers. Because if you stay in, you'll look like Dennis Healy when you come out if you don't have a razor and tweezers.
Oh right, I thought you meant for you.
Oh no, they do that. If you need that doing, they do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
You only need it. Why do you
C-section.
Oh right, okay. I was going to say they don't do that.
No, they used to. Can you imagine? Yeah, and they do it for you.
Let's add itchy pubes to your list of things after you've had a baby. That's nice.
It's not attractive.
My mum said that it was routine when she had us.
Yeah.
Enema.
Yeah, enema.
Followed by.
You don't need it, and that's how the other reason you'll know you're in labour, because you can't stop pooing.
I have to say, there are people that say you should do this, but the people that read my pregnancy blog, The Uphill, leave the best comments. So nice. And somebody said about, because you know, if your bit between your 2 holes is a bit sore, freeze sanitary pads.
Freeze
them.
Yeah.
Moulded
before
to the shape
or
of
after?
your body. Oh, for after. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
To cool it down.
Nice. And the other thing you do is whenever you've pushed anything out of that area, there'll be some remainder of trauma. Is the easiest way to put it. It could be a teeny little bruise. It could be they've had to do an episiotomy. Anywhere in between that spectrum. All you need to know is that you're worried about pooing for the first time because you're like, oh my god, I can't.
And weeing
because it's hot, acidic, you know. But what they do in maternity hospitals is what they used to. They have a jug in the sink in the bathroom. So when you go to the toilet, you fill the jug with cold water and you pour it as you wee.
So it is that
It's
bad.
heaven. It's just so comforting. It just keeps it all cold and cool, and it's just, oh, lovely.
And one last thing, because once again we are on like minute 48. Do you know what? Just say, if you haven't watched Caroline's videos, go over and watch, because Caroline doesn't really know how to edit, therefore she leaves her videos whole, and sometimes, what's your longest one up there?
20 something minutes.
Yeah.
Some people said, can it be longer?
Yeah, so I'm going to do a little test and actually leave them really long, because I try and do all of mine under 10 minutes.
I can't do them under 10 minutes, it's impossible. My 5-minute makeup will probably be longer than 10 minutes because you're in it and we had fun filming it and da-da-da-da-da.
Right, so I can imagine you just end up naked.
Yeah, I had a t-shirt.
Not you, I mean one ends up naked.
I think I was naked for Ava because I was so ready to push. I was like, I'm so hot. Don't forget how hot maternity wards are.
Are they?
They're excessive. They're
Someone
kept
told me
really
though
hot.
that your feet get really cold.
What, when you're pushing and stuff?
Yeah.
I don't even remember what my feet felt like. That was all. But the maternity wards are kept synthetically hot for the babies.
Oh.
So the poor mothers walk around sweating.
Okay.
So like really light baggy
I don't like it being
t-shirts
cold,
and,
so that's good for me.
oh my god, you'll be in your element. I was sweaty. It was not attractive. Hair in a permanent bun.
Right. Okay.
Spray mists and lip balm. You're lovely.
Okay. Right. That's my my hospital bag sorted. About 3 things.
I'll pack it for you. Now I'm going to give you one bit of advice that I give to every new mother.
Okay.
And it's the only advice I give. I'd say everything's down to you. Go what you want to do. Do what the doctor says. Except for when you get home, stay in your pyjamas for 6 weeks.
I can do that.
Do you know why?
Like normal life.
Do you know why? It's very sensible.
Why?
I didn't do it with the first one. I did it with the following 3. If you stay in your pyjamas, I'm not saying don't wash and get showered. Get showered, get washed. You have to bathe every day, otherwise one day rolls into the other. So get up, get showered, put fresh.
It's like the event of the day.
It is. Fresh, clean pyjamas on, because the influx of visitors, if they see a woman in a pair of pyjamas, I guarantee they will make the tea. If you're in jeans and a t-shirt holding a newborn, they will take that baby from you and you're going to be in the kitchen making tea and sandwiches. It's really...
Sod off.
People have the disease to please. If I have just pushed a £10 watermelon out of my lady garden, I don't want to make you tea and sandwiches, thanks. I want to lie on the bed.
Small chat.
Oh, small chat,
about
no.
the flu that you've had for the last 3 weeks, and then why are you in my house?
And that's the other thing. You don't have to be polite to visitors who are sick. Don't be coming round to see my new baby with a cold and
What
sniffles.
if I don't tell you?
Don't let them in the house.
Really?
Oh,
this could be quite enjoyable.
oh my God, people are so ignorant. Who goes to visit a newborn? But if people don't listen to you when you say, I'm not seeing anyone today, like if I phone up and go, or WhatsApp you and say, can I come and see baby Caroline? You can feel free to say, dude, I don't even want to see your face for 2 weeks. Won't be a problem. I'll just send you some flowers. So, how many minutes are we on? I haven't got my glasses on.
Oh my God, 28. Right,
28,
we're going.
right, okay.
We're going to do pregnancy skincare over on Caroline's
We
channel.
will edit, we can't do 28 minutes.
And no. And we might be back with more, maybe just before.
Yes! Okay.
Yes, how she likes talking about pregnancy, can't you?
Something I'm good at.
Right, let's go.